hard is it? Everyone's going to be different, but as a 40-year-old going back to school, 41, almost 42, college is easier than it used to be in that when I was in college the first time, you had to take all these detailed notes and you had to look at the textbook. Now, this program, there's recordings of all the class lectures. I can re-listen to them like you would listen to a podcast. There's YouTube videos covering in detail with graphics and memory tricks and pictures and even songs what you need to know. So you don't need to take notes in class. It's easier to me. If you're an auditory learner, you can listen to YouTube videos on your way to the grocery store, on your way to pick up the kids from school. You can re-listen to lectures, and you can squeeze a lot of class time in multitasking. I am I think, naturally good test taker. That's one of my strong points. A lot of your grade is exams. I would say 65 to 80% of your grade is exams for almost all of our classes. I have one class right now that has no exams. That's just, it's odd. It's the exception to the rule. It's a policy, finance, legislation class. But all my other classes, almost all your grades are exams. I looked at my grades the other day, and I've gotten an A in every single class, or an A minus, some sort of A in every class except for pathology, pharmacology. In both of those classes, Path Pharm 1 and Path Pharm 2, I got B's in. I don't remember what I got on my Portage classes, but I feel like it wasn't too difficult to get those grades. I mean, I'm taking school seriously. I'm studying. I want to know how to do well on those exams, because doing well on those exams is a sign I'll do well on the NCLEX. So, I mean, I am taking school seriously and studying. At the same time, school is not my number one priority. My family comes before school for sure. I'm not as dedicated to schoolwork as I was even in college. So it's doable, guys. I work part-time. I know there's some people that are working more hours than me and they're getting through school at the same time. I feel like between my kids and church and Play Talk Grow, I'm doing the equivalent of more than a full-time job's worth of stuff, and I'm going to school at the same time, and it's doable and getting good grades. So everyone's schedule is different. I also have an amazing husband who's super supportive and super involved with the kids and with Raylan's care, even taking her to some of our doctor's appointments. I think I'd feel a lot more overwhelmed without his help. So look at your support system. How much are they wanting you to get the degree? How much are they willing to invest in it? Look at, the ages and stages of your kids. But the school load is really not that bad. And this lighting is awful, sorry. I think it's doable. How much time do I spend studying? I get asked that. I have no idea, partly because I do a lot of multitask studying. There's been exams that I've probably studied, crammed for 3 hours or more for one exam. And then, of course, I re-listen to lectures. I take advantage of my drive time, no matter where I'm driving, clinicals or doctor's appointments or whatever. I often take advantage of my drive time to listen to nursing information that's relevant to the classes I'm taking. So it's hard to say. The amount of time I actually spend on homework assignments is pretty small. It's picked up. Well, maybe it's picked up. Health assessment. You guys saw all those health assessment videos I did, or you can look them up. That took quite a bit of time making those health assessment videos. But we do a lot of quizzes and homework that really, if you get it done, you're going to get a good grade. Some of them are completion grade quizzes, stuff like that. But if you just rush through it and tried to get it done, you wouldn't learn. So you do have to take your time so that you learn the stuff, and then it pays off because the exam's easier. But I really don't know, guys. I'm going to say I spend on a low 5 hours a week of studying, and on a high week 35 hours a week of studying. I don't know. And then plus you have Zoom classes. You can count on about 1 hour of Zoom class for every class you're signed up for, and then clinicals, 1 hour a week of Zoom class for clinicals. It varies slightly. Some teachers worth it to attend. But you can count on, for the number of classes you're signed up, about 1 hour of Zoom plus 1 hour of Zoom for your clinicals. What are the teachers like? I get asked what the teachers are like. I'm pretty sure they're the same as the teachers at any other school. There's good teachers, there's okay teachers. I will say Elmhurst makes a big deal about asking us to fill out surveys afterwards about evaluations for the teachers. We had one teacher that I think most of our cohort really did not appreciate. She didn't seem like she wanted to teach. She actually left her camera off for all Zoom meetings, even when people asked her to turn it on. And it's harder to pay attention if you can't see their face. She didn't have the best microphone, and it also is a little bit harder to understand someone when you can't see their mouth moving. I don't remember what that teacher's name was, but I doubt she'll be back. I think that enough people wrote on their evaluation form at the end of that class, this teacher was not helpful, and there were some other things. I don't remember what they were, but I wouldn't be concerned about the teachers. Like, as far as should I apply to Elmhurst or not, the teachers, I think they're about what you're going to get anywhere else. Some of them are great, some of them are okay. We got a dud. I still got an A in that class. What was that? It wasn't a Path Farm class. I mean, I still got an A in it. Yeah, they're not consistent with who the teachers are. They don't always know the schedule very far ahead of time as far as when we're going to have our classes. They get a lot of adjunct teachers that live not necessarily local to Elmhurst. But I feel like for the most part, the teachers respond to emails. All of the teachers are great about understanding this is an accelerated BSN program with busy adult learners, and it seems like they're more than accommodating for if you need an extension for something. I don't know how well the school communicates to the adjunct professors about the whole program when they begin working for Elmhurst, but I feel like they must tell them, hey, these are very busy people and everyone is doing clinicals at different times. Please be generous with extensions, because I feel like they're very generous with when people ask for extensions. They frequently give extensions to the whole class, even if I don't think it's necessarily needed. They take time to go over tests with you if you want to go over a test. I'm pretty sure all the teachers have said after exams, if you want to go over an exam with them, they'll meet one-on-one with you to go over an exam. I only did that one time for Path Farm because those exams were really hard. I was doing badly. I wanted to see if I was missing the same types of questions. It helped a little bit to go over it with them. So that's what teachers are like. That's what I can think of right now. I will, if you want to put questions for me specifically about Elmhurst, I will try to make a part 2 of this, questions I get asked about Elmhurst ABSN program. Overall, guys, I think it's a good program. There's some things to be aware of. I've talked before about clinical placements. If you could get a placement kind of far away from your house, that is the biggest negative. But I think there's some tips and tricks I've shared before with how to lessen your chance of that happening and be proactive in getting placements that can really be tailored to you, and that's a big plus of the program. Like I said, overall, I'm super pleased with Elmhurst program. I wish it was a little cheaper, but it's very flexible. It's the only program that met my needs that I could find when I decided I wanted to be a nurse, and it was quicker than, so it was the quickest program to meet my needs. There were other programs that would have worked, but it would have taken me way longer. I would have had to have waited to start. Elmhurst is great in that they're accepting people every spring and fall. So if you're, it's fall right now while I'm making this recording. If you're thinking about going to nursing school, you can start this spring. You don't have to wait till next fall with Elmhurst. So they're always rolling new students in. It's a new program. They're working out glitches. I'm the second cohort. I'm part of the second cohort to go through. I want to think that they're getting better and smoother with the program. I do wish I could see what the NCLEX pass rate was. I guess I will see what the NCLEX pass rate is for the class that is before us when they graduate. I definitely will be keeping an eye on that, although the NCLEX is changing, and I'm scheduled to graduate 23 of May, and so I'm going to be part of the first cohort to take the next gen new NCLEX. Has me a little, I just wish it wasn't changing. I wish it was the same thing that they've been doing for years, because there's tons of prep courses for that, and those prep courses are based on people taking it, whereas this is brand new. But I think I'm not worried about passing the NCLEX. I think they're preparing us well enough to pass the NCLEX. They were using HESI to help us prepare for testing the first two terms. They switched from HESI to Nurse Achieve now. Nurse Achieve seems like a great program. HESI seemed like a great program to me. Nurse Achieve, it looks like it's better tailored for the next gen NCLEX, but they're both great, and including those programs as part of your coursework, I think is going to make sure you know what to expect with the NCLEX, and that you have an idea if you're going to pass or not. I think we'll see when I'm allowed to take the test. But yeah, that's my evaluation of Elmhurst, guys. I think no school's perfect, but overall it is a pretty good choice for people like me anyways. If you need something flexible, if you want to try to tailor clinicals to certain locations near you possibly, if you're looking for one of the fastest ways to get your degree, it's one of the faster programs. There are shorter ones. This was a 16-month program. I've heard of 12-month ABSN programs, I think. I know I've heard of 15-month ones. I will say, like, this program does not have classes during January. So even though it's a 16-month program, we're off all of January and part of December. So it's shorter than 16 months of classes. You get this little break in the middle, wherever that January falls in your 4 terms. But it's definitely one of the faster ABSN programs out there. But I think the work is still doable. Try to get as good a support system as you can, or try to eliminate as many other responsibilities as you can before starting the program. But I'm glad I enrolled in it. I think it was the best choice for me still. More and more accelerated BSN programs, though, are coming out. More and more like online ones, or mostly online ones, are coming out. So do your homework and look into what's available in the state that you live in, for sure. All right, guys, that's it. Drop below questions about Elmhurst if you have specific questions, and I will try to make another answer your questions about